Everybody, you guys, this morning I was looking at Rachel Ray. This is a true story, and she had this guy on there by the name of David Burtka, who has this recipe that he calls Chicken Tot Pie. So it's chicken pot pie, but you use tater tots. So I thought, wow, interesting. My dude number one, he loves chicken pot pie. So y'all, I said, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try it. So that's what we're getting ready to do. And I already have the ingredients out that you're going to need. Now let me give you his exact recipe, because I did a little tweaking and I'm gonna do a little extra things that I want to do. I'm also going to list the exact recipe by David Burtka in the description box below. So, yeah, don't mind me, I have my laptop because like I say, I just pulled this recipe up after I saw the show. So the ingredients are 3 bone-in or skin-on chicken breasts, which is about 2 pounds, 4 cups of low-sodium chicken stock, 1 pound frozen tater tots, which is about 4 cups, 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter, which is about half a stick, 2 large shallots finely diced, kosher salt and freshly ground black pepper, 2 medium carrots diced, 2 celery stalks diced, 1 teaspoon of fresh thyme leaves, 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of half and half cup of frozen petite peas, and some hot sauce. So I have all of these ingredients over here. I've already boiled my chicken. Okay, I let it cool a little bit and I deboned it. But with my chicken, I have chicken breast and I have a couple chicken thighs. Okay, now my dish will probably be a little bit smaller than David Burtka's dish, because it's really for my husband. I may taste it, but dude number 2 doesn't eat chicken pot pie or chicken tot pie, so I really don't need as much. I have my heavy whipping cream here, my hot sauce, the salt and pepper, and I just mixed up. I did have to run out to the store, and you guys, I cheated. I didn't want a whole stalk of celery. I didn't need a whole onion, although I have onions. I did have a shallot, and I already diced that up and put that in here with it. But it had the celery, onions, and carrots mixed together, so that's what I went on and purchased to make it easy. And I have about half a cup of these peas. Everybody like peas. And with my broth that you use when you put the water in and you use the chicken stock to boil the chicken, I use this Better Than bouillon, and this is the roasted chicken base. You guys, I love this. I put about a couple of tablespoons of that inside the water with the chicken. Now when you boil the chicken or parboil the chicken, you only want enough water to kind of cover the chicken a little bit, okay? Then you need the fresh thyme. I have a little bit less than 1/4 cup of that flour, because again, my stuff won't be as big as his, as much as his. I don't need as much since it's just for the dude number 1. The 4 tablespoons of butter. Now I kept that measurement because butter makes everything better. Now that's his recipe. Now once you get it all together and you bake it on 425, okay, those are his ingredients. To that, I'm going to add like I told you, my dude number 1 loves chicken pot pie. Well, he really loves the crust part too. So what I did was I went in the freezer and I got one of the pie shells that's in here, you know, what you use for sweet potato pie. I let it unthaw. Now ordinarily I would not do that, because when you're baking a pie and you let the pie crust unthaw, it makes that crust absorb the water, and then when you bake your pie it causes for a soggy crust. So you don't want to unthaw it. But I did for this recipe, because when I put it in my little casserole dish, I needed to spread it out just a little bit. It doesn't cover it completely, but it covers it enough, and I baked it for a little bit just to, you know, kind of cook it a little bit and get that water out of it and just barely start to brown it. So that's the way I'm going to do it, like I said, to give him a little bit of crust. In addition to that, and while I'm talking, let me turn on this front burner, because I'm going to put this butter in here so I can get ready to start adding my onions and carrots and shallots. So where's I at? Okay, something else I'm going to do too. He loves rice. When he does his chicken pot pie, he loves rice. So I fixed dinner last night. We had some pork chops and some rice and some greens. Well, this is cheddar and broccoli rice. It was a little bit left over. I'm going to dump that in. There's no need in letting this sit in the refrigerator. So this is the rice I'm going to add. And also, I'm going to add a little bit of shredded cheese to the top. So I've grated the cheese, and I'm going to put the shredded cheese on before I put the tater tots. And that's just something that I want to add. So that's about 4 ounces because I grated. This was an 8-ounce package, and I grated about half of it. And with the tater tots, I've already baked my tater tots. You put those in for about 15 to 18 minutes and get those brown. So those are already done, and they're ready to go on the top. And I just did, you know, some of this stuff in advance so as it would make the video too long. Okay? Is that all I wanted to say? Okay. I think it is. So I'm curious to see how this is going to taste. And also, because my husband likes bread, once this comes out, I'm also going to fix him some biscuits to go with it, so he'll have a little bit more of his bread, okay? So right now I'm just melting this butter, and then I'm getting ready to throw in my onions, carrots, shallots, and celery. Now it said to add the shallots and the onions first and cook those a little bit, but I'm just going to add everything together. And then hopefully it won't take long to put this together. He's going to be off work soon. I'm trying to get this in the oven hopefully before he gets home. So let's get to cooking. So let's add these carrots and celery and onions to my melted butter. We're going to let those cook a little bit. Of course, I have washed my hands, so you guys make sure that you're in the kitchen with clean hands. Why? Don't be in the kitchen and don't wash your hands with nasty hands. Why? Because that's just nasty. Y'all already know. When I cooked my chicken, it only took, I like to make sure mine is done, so I let my chicken boil about 45 minutes. I probably didn't have to let it boil that long, but I did. The recipe says about 20 minutes, but we did longer than that. My oven has already preheated to the 425. And when I broke my chicken apart, we like chunky pieces of chicken, so I didn't do it I didn't shred it real small. We like big hunks of chicken to know that we're eating some chicken. And once I took my chicken off after it had boiled, you need to reserve at least 2 cups of it so you can mix everything together. So I have at least 2 cups of the broth that I boiled the chicken in. But I also left what was in the pot just in case I feel like I need more, because there's nothing worse than a dry chicken pot. I think this is going to be good. I can't wait to taste it. Something different. And while that's cooking, if you guys have never tried these better than bouillon base, you guys need to really try them. They're good. So this one is the roasted chicken. That's what I used today. And I got all of these from Walmart. This one is roasted beef base. So like when you're doing roast beef or whatever, you can give yourself a great base with that. This one is roasted beef as well. And this one here is a roasted is a seasoned vegetable base. So again, if you've not tried any of these, I like to use these in lieu of, let's see, these little chicken bouillon cubes like that you can just boil with the water. To me, the better than bouillons, they have so much flavor. I also wanted to add a little bit of salt to this. And now I'm going to add your fresh thyme and flour. And we're going to cook this for about another minute. Okay, now I'm going to add in the 2 cups of this reduced 2 cups of that reduced stock. To that, we're going to add the half and half. Bring that to boil. And actually, before that gets too hot, to make sure I have more than enough room, I want to put this back in my pot. That way it's going to be easier to add everything together. So we're going to let this boil. Then it'll start to thicken. But I will add some pepper. It's just starting to boil. And I think what I'm going to do once I put it together, I think I'm going to put the tater tots on just 1/2 of it, just in case my dude number 1 doesn't care for the tater tots. You know, sometimes they get so used, when I say they, I think about my brothers too. They get so used to eating stuff a certain way, don't always like to experiment. So I'll just put it on half of the chicken tot pie and see if he likes it. All right, we're turning off this heat. Now we're going to add the chicken. The peas. And you guys, you don't want to add the peas with everything else because they'll become mushy. So that's why you wait until the last minute to add the peas, because you want them to remain that bright, vibrant green color. No mushy peas. And in my case, again, this is not in his recipe, I'm adding rice, and then it says you can add a little hot sauce. And this is just for flavor. It's not going to be hot because my husband doesn't even eat hot sauce. So, but a lot of times I season with hot sauce. And I think I want to add just a little bit more of this broth that I have. Because it's going to thicken up even more once it starts cooking. Or once it starts baking in the oven. Okay, so then now we're going to add this to a casserole dish. This hot liquid stuff, you make sure you pour it away from you. Trying to make a little bit, but it still looks like we're going to have too much. I'm trying to make sure I kind of evenly get the chicken distributed. Don't want more chicken on one side than the other. Now this is going to be good. Okay. And once again, I want to add a little bit of shredded cheese. Again, this is not in David Burtka's recipe, but this is just a little touch I want to add. More cheese, please. So So we'll do that. We'll get his thoughts about the tater tots. So now it's going in the oven. Let's see, it's going in the oven on 425 for about 20 minutes. Lord, I was going to say minutes. Sounding like my dear. 20 minutes. Let me add some parsley. Y'all know parsley makes everything pretty too. Chop it off with a few little parsley flakes. Okie dokie, artichoke. So we're going in the oven for about 20 minutes. I don't know about you guys, but honey, I use this timer. Do you hear me? Y'all better use them kitchen timers and stop burning stuff up, because I will burn it up in a minute. But you know what? We get a tickle out of it. A lot of times my mama would fix She would fix toast in the oven for breakfast on Saturday mornings. We smell something burning, be like, Mama burnt the toast, and then we hear where she's scraping it off. That is always a sweet memory. We just laugh. Okay, I'll see you guys when we take this out of the oven. Let's see. Y'all hear it bubbling. That bubbly goodness. Oh well, can't wait to try it. Food.
Oh, this food looks good. Looks different. What is it?
Food.
Give me a kiss. I don't want to step on the floor. I got my shoes on.
Oh. Have a good day.
Yeah. Busy. That got really nasty today at work, which is rare.
I appreciate you working so hard to make sure we're taken care of.
Well, we'll just keep working on keeping care of it.
But honey, this is called, you didn't want to come here because you had your shoes on?
Yeah, I didn't have my shoes on. I didn't take my shoes off yet. Okay. What's it called? That looks good. What is that?
It's called a chicken tot pie.
What? A chicken tot pie? Ooh, I want to try some chicken tot pie.
I didn't put the tater tots all over it because you know, just in case you.
I eat tater tots.
I know it, but I didn't know if you wanted it over the whole thing.
I eat our own chicken and pot pie, and I'm going to eat it. I'm going in.
Going in.
Going in.
So, since it's a different recipe,
I'm in the shower.
is that what I smell?
You don't smell me, girl. You don't.
I don't know why you keep saying that. You be walking right into it. But the recipe, it doesn't call for any crust, so I added some on the bottom because I know you love crust.
Sure do.
I added some on the bottom. It doesn't call for rice. I know you love rice.
Yes.
So
you put rice in?
Yeah, the leftover rice from last night.
There ain't more rice than that.
Well, that's what we use. We didn't cook anymore.
Let me test. Let me taste test it.
You gonna taste test it right now?
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
I gotta get in the shower.
And
What do you call it for the weather tomorrow? Cut my grass.
I don't know, babe. And put a spoon of the dish.
I was gonna give wash hands out.
Y'all hear him in here washing them nasty hands? That's right. That's right. Don't be in the kitchen with nasty hands. Why?
Oh, you finished?
Because that's just nasty.
1, A, B, C,
No, don't do
D.
that. Don't do that.
That's what you do.
Don't do that. Y'all
Where
be
you get the
having.
recipe from?
I was looking at Rachel Ray this morning,
That's right.
and there was a David Burtka.
Baby Burtka.
Burtka, Burtka, and it's chicken tot pie.
Let me taste some chicken tot pie.
So you want to taste it with the
Chicken tot pie. Let me taste
you
the
want to
chicken
taste it
tot
with
pie.
the
Ew.
Well, good. Then I can go and get this part because I was gonna get your. Let's see if I can.
Let me get a kiss.
You did. You can give me. Oh,
That's good.
you did. You kissed me. I'm trying to find some. Anyway.
Chicken tot pie. That's something. Boy, we would do anything. Anything.
Y'all, they look good, but-
Yeah.
You spilled that. Did you get that on my phone?
No, I didn't.
You almost did.
It came closer. Put me off guard.
Y'all in here making a mess. You better get out my
Right.
kitchen making a mess. I got to wash my hands and try to touch that nasty phone, and you did get it on my
man.
phone. Yes, you did.
I did.
Yes, you did.
How much of it?
Too much?
Oh no, it touched the bottom of it where it hit the counter.
Wash my hands.
I gotta wash my hands again. I touched that nasty phone.
Because I'm fixing some biscuits.
Oh, wow. Okay, what's the occasion?
Because it doesn't have bread on the top, so. Why are you breathing on me like that? Okay,
keep
here,
your little
babe.
doggone.
Hey, babe, I'm just messing with you. I haven't tasted it yet, so you're going to tell me how to taste it.
This is your disclaimer.
Yeah.
I gotta go in the shower.
Sir, today,
Oh,
make sure it's not too hot. I blew it, but make sure. Come over this way. Make sure you're in the camera frame, so. Let me see.
look.
Is it good?
I'll take it. It's good.
Is it different with the tater tot?
It's different and you can taste it. But that's good. I'll take it.
Let me taste it. It looks good.
Tastes good.
I should have had mine cooler when yours was cooler. Okay. Wait a minute, America. I'm coming. Let me see. I want you to come show the people how you do. You come here and fill up all your little bottles and hoard the juice and stuff.
I'm not hoarding juice.
Fill
This
up all
right
your
here.
bottles for work.
That's right. This right here is called saving money. You buy a big bottle and then you just fill up your little bottles.
I know that, but you know, other folk want some drink too.
There ain't nobody but you and this dude. He don't drink a whole 2 gallons of milk by himself. It's
And I
good.
bought another gallon.
That's really good.
Good.
It really is. Give me another spoon. It tastes good. It's different, but I will. Chicken Tot Pie. Chicken Tot Pie. Give me a little bowl of it. You going like that? One. Yeah, give me a little bowl.
I thought you were going to take us down.
I ain't.
Yeah, that looks good. Oh, did I tell you it didn't call for the cheese either? It didn't call for cheese, rice, or that crust. Yeah, that look pretty. Look at that. Don't that look pretty? Y'all want some? Y'all hungry?
I ain't giving them nothing.
That's not nice.
I ain't giving them nothing.
That's not nice.
Okay, I'll share it with them. This time. I'll share it with them this time.
Don't put your nasty phone right there.
I don't touch this phone again. Listen, I gotta. Your phone.
Did you get out of my kitchen with all your nastiness?
Your phone is blinking.
Okay, so you guys heard that it's good. He's gonna eat a little small bowl before he goes and get all the funk off of him. Smelling like all day.
Yeah.
So, thank you guys so much for watching. I already look forward to you joining us again next time. Bye.